The festival. The town of Ravenswood was known for its peculiar traditions, but none was as infamous as the annual Harvest Festival. Held every October, it was a celebration shrouded in mystery and old legends. Some said it was a time to honor the spirits of the land, while others whispered darker tales of ancient pacts and forgotten gods. Emily and her friends, Sarah and Jake, had grown up hearing these stories. They were skeptical, often dismissing them as nothing more than spooky folklore. But this year, something felt different. The air was colder, the nights darker, and the townspeople more secretive than ever before. Determined to uncover the truth, the trio decided to attend the festival's main event, the Midnight Bonfire. The bonfire was said to be the climax of the festival, a ritual that had been performed for centuries. As the night of the festival approached, the excitement in Ravenswood was palpable, but so was an undercurrent of unease. On the night of the festival, the town square was filled with people. Stalls lined the streets, offering various treats and trinkets. Lanterns cast an eerie glow, and the sound of traditional music filled the air. Emily, Sarah, and Jake wandered through the crowd, their curiosity growing with each step. As midnight approached, the townspeople gathered around a large, unlit bonfire at the center of the square. The mayor, an elderly man with a solemn expression, stood before the crowd and raised his hands. The music stopped, and a hush fell over the square. "Tonight, we honor the spirits of our ancestors," the mayor intoned. "We give thanks for the harvest and seek protection for the coming winter. Let the flames guide us." With that, he lit the bonfire. The flames roared to life, casting long shadows across the square. The crowd began to chant in a language that Emily and her friends didn't understand. The atmosphere was thick with an almost tangible energy. Suddenly, Emily noticed something strange. The shadows cast by the fire seemed to move independently, twisting and writhing like living things. She nudged Sarah and Jake, pointing toward the shadows. They watched in horror as the darkness coalesced into humanoid shapes, their forms flickering and unstable. The chanting grew louder, and the air seemed to vibrate with a sinister force. Emily realized that this was no ordinary festival. The legends were true. The townspeople were calling forth something ancient and powerful. "Sarah, Jake, we need to leave," Emily whispered urgently. But it was too late. The shadowy figures stepped out of the bonfire, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. The townspeople fell to their knees, their chants becoming frenzied and desperate. One of the figures, taller and more menacing than the rest, approached the mayor. It reached out with a shadowy hand and touched his forehead. The mayor convulsed, and a dark mist flowed from his body into the figure. The transformation was instantaneous. The mayor's eyes turned black, and his face twisted into a grotesque mask of agony and ecstasy. "Welcome, O Great One," the mayor intoned in a voice not his own. "We have fulfilled our promise." The figure smiled, a chilling sight that made Emily's blood run cold. "You have done well," it said. "The pact is honored." Emily and her friends tried to back away, but the crowd closed in around them. The other figures began to merge with the townspeople, their forms melding together in a horrifying dance of shadow and flesh. "We have to get out of here," Jake shouted, pulling Emily and Sarah toward a gap in the crowd. They pushed through, their hearts pounding with terror. As they fled the square, Emily glanced back one last time. The bonfire burned brighter than ever, its flames licking the sky. The figures had fully merged with the townspeople, who now moved with unnatural grace and purpose. The trio ran until they could no longer hear the chanting or see the glow of the bonfire. They stopped to catch their breath, their minds reeling from what they had witnessed. "We have to tell someone," Sarah said, her voice trembling. "Who would believe us?" Jake replied. "They're all part of it." Emily stared into the darkness, a sense of dread settling over her. The Harvest Festival was more than just a celebration. It was a ritual of power, and the town of Ravenswood was bound to it in ways they could never have imagined. From that night on, Emily, Sarah, and Jake avoided the festival. They lived with the knowledge that something ancient and malevolent lay beneath the surface of their town, waiting for the next Harvest Festival to begin its dark ritual once more.